Hi everybody, it's Eric. This is my second video after owning the system. We've owned the Tesla solar system now for 1 month almost. We got a couple of days. So my goal in this video is to show you kind of how all that power was distributed over the month. I get a lot of questions about this, and it's, you got to look at it in different segments so you get an understanding of how it works. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you the stats on the app. Also, just as a reminder, I don't work for Tesla. I'm a customer, and I'm excited about what they're doing. Them with SpaceX, I'm just a fan. So I see what they're doing. I'm excited about it. So my goal here is just to teach other people about the system and how it all works. So there is a link, as I said. If you are considering it, please use my link. Again, it basically pays for my efforts to host the website and all that stuff. I'm not, it's not a living or anything like that. I get Tesla points when you use it, but if you would, please, in exchange for the efforts I put into this, if you're considering a system, use my link. I put it on the site so that it's easy to find. And again, if you use the link, I'm always here to answer questions during your orders and stuff like that. So, and it'll save you money, by the way. The link saves you money. So, we're going to get to the app. By the way, next month I will be adding a vehicle to the mix. So then, because that was kind of one of the things in my mind too, is what kind of drain that vehicle puts on the system and all of that stuff. So, but for now, we're going to look at January 2021, and I'm going to show you how it all came together. Okay, hi everybody, it's Eric. What I'm doing here is I'm going to show you the month of January. This is how the app, by the way, what you're looking at right here is in real-time app, and what it does is it shows here, you can see this is the amount of power at any given time in the day. You can pull the app up on the phone. It will show you the amount of power coming off the solar panels, how much the house is using, and what's being sent to the power wall. Once this power wall, by the way, we're starting right now, the power wall's at 87% when I started the recording. So once it gets to 100%, this will break off and start just feeding directly to the grid. So the app gives you all kinds of information, and that's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at it over a monthly basis, but we're going to start with today. The blue is what the house was using. The yellow was the power created by the solar. The green is what's being powered to the power wall. And then if there was any gray, that was what was being forward or back to FPL. Okay, so here is January. Let me stop for a sec. So here's January. What you're looking at here is from the first month, first day of the month to the 25th. This is the amount of power the house was using on a daily basis at that time, okay? Then we're going to add in the next one, which is the solar. What you see here is the power that the solar was using, was generating. So you can see it's more than the house was using, but this shows you on a day-to-day basis, depending on the weather. Like these big spikes right here, these would be, really sunny, just bright blue days. And days like this is when you had them, when it was a little bit more overcast. But you'll see, remember this, because this period of time right here is really where is the most interesting part of the month. So I'm going to keep going. The next one that'll come up is the power wall. So what you see here is now, this is a balance between the solar usage here, what the house, or the solar, the power that was generated by the solar here. The blue is what the house was using, and the green is what the house was using on a 24-hour basis that it was pulling from the power wall. So during the day, it charges that power wall, and then at night, it'll use from the power wall too. However, remember, this is the interesting time right here. What this does is, on overcast days, it was making up the difference during the day from the power wall. So let me keep going. Next one will be the grid. So there. Okay. So the grid now. Anything below this line is power that I was sending back to FPL or selling back to FPL. Okay, so that's what it represents when it's below the line. Anything above the line was when I was using it. And really, the only time you saw that was these 2 days right here. And virtually what happened was I used, when I woke up in the morning, the Powerwall was at about 40-some%, which is normal. That's usually when I wake up, it's at 40-some%. Then the overcast was enough that it didn't generate enough solar power, so it pulled from the wall on this first day, and then once it had utilized all that power, then it started to pull from the grid on these days. So in the next slide, I'm going to make that easier to see. I'm going to remove everything but the the power. Hold on one sec. Now I start to take it away. There's house usage, and right there. Okay, so this was, all this is showing you, from on a 24-hour basis, from the 1st of the month to the 25th, this was how much power my house took from the grid, and this is how much it sold back. Now, what I'm coming to understand, and by looking at it this way, is that it also, whether or not you pull from the grid ever, it really comes down to how many Powerwalls you got. I got 2 Powerwalls that are in there right now, but if I added a third, I don't think I would see this. I think it would be enough to run the house, without ever going to the grid, and then I'm just selling it back all the time. So, but again, I'm learning, so I'm learning as we go. The cool thing about the app is it gives you all these great stats. So in a second here, I'm going to just give you the breakdown, and we're gonna look at that. So right here, okay, so there. Now you can see what we did last month. So this was from the 1st to the 25th. This was the amount of total power the house used, 670 kilowatts. We generated 850 kilowatts from the solar power, so we generated well more than we were using there. We kept that Powerwall. That's how much we need power. We fed to the 2 Powerwalls to make sure that they were complete and ready to go. We only took 50 total in that month from the grid on those 2 days that were overcast, and we sold back 196. So you can see. And again, what I was saying before, if you added another Powerwall, we wouldn't have used that. We would have just sold it all back. But really, I mean, if I've got to pull a little bit here and there to make up the difference, I'm still way ahead of the game. So that's it. That's for the January report. Next month, I am adding a vehicle. I'm picking up my vehicle on the 1st, so I will have an entire month of data at the end of February to share with you and show you how that vehicle plays into it and how much pull it is on them and everything. As a reminder, I do not work for Tesla. I'm merely a neighbor who's just sharing this really cool system I'm excited about with my neighbors. I get a lot of questions about it. So, and once again, if you're going to do the system, please use my link. Again, I'm not making a living with this. It just pays for my hosting of the site and all that stuff that I use to share it with you. So that's my video for this month. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're interested in this, and thanks.